Hi everyone, it's Annette with ASCardDesign. Today I want to show you how to make this sweet card using alcohol markers. This is so easy to make and I can't wait to show you. So let's get started. I recently purchased some alcohol markers from OLO, and I have to say I really like these products. They're easy to work with. They are beautiful. I'm kind of new to alcohol inks. I did a video recently using Ranger alcohol inks, and I thought I'd try these markers. Because I thought they'd be a little less messy. I did love the alcohol inks. I used a couple colors in a recent video, and I'm showing you those right here, but they were a lot of fun to work with, but I did want to give the markers a try. So I have Yupo paper, and this is a synthetic cardstock or heavy stock. It's not really paper. It doesn't tear, but you can cut it with a paper trimmer or die cuts. I did use Gina K's Master Layouts 1 to cut out the panel, and so that worked out just well. So we're going to use that. And then with the markers, I am going to be using the 49 and Market rub-on transfers, and I love this. This is the Summer Porch Botanical rub-on transfer set from 49 and Market. The images are just so beautiful and they're very easy to work with. And then we'll finish the card with this sentiment, mixed messages sentiment sheets from Gina K. These are nice sentiments. They are you can cut them out with a paper trimmer or scissors, and you can foil over them too. So here I have a piece of shelf paper, just kitchen shelf paper, and I'm just using my tape runner to adhere it to my cookie sheet just to keep my work surface clean and tidy. If you are working with alcohol inks, you do want to have a well-ventilated area. The alcohol is 91% or higher, so make sure you have a window open, and if you're very sensitive, put a mask on. All the supplies I'm using are linked in the description below with affiliate links if you choose to use those. It costs you nothing extra, but it does help out my channel, so I appreciate that. And so next I am just picking up some markers. I'm just trying to decide what colors I want to use. And I really like these blue greens. So I did go with that one. And then I think I pick another blue. So yeah, right there's the two colors. And then all I did was I am going to go ahead and lay down the light color first, and I'm just scribbling some of the ink onto the Yupo, and I'm just kind of randomly setting it around, scribbling it down, and then I'll go in with the darker color and I will just scribble more ink down along and around that first color. So just kind of put the ink down wherever you'd like it. You could make a shape if you want. I'm just kind of making a random messy design because I just want this to be a blended out background. And now I'm taking my little mini mister with the 91% alcohol. And these inks are not water reactive, so the alcohol is what will make them move. And you can see I'm using my air puffer from Ranger to get that alcohol moving around. You can also use a drinking straw. But the ink dries very quickly because I have a very thin layer of alcohol on it right now. And you can see in that bottom right corner, it reacted to the alcohol ink, but pretty much dried right away because I didn't move it around. So all you have to do is add more alcohol, and you'll see me just layering the alcohol and moving it around with the puffer. And I am just using small spurts of air, and I'm moving that puffer around. So you just kind of want to keep doing that until you get the design that you want. And the other tip I found that once the ink stops moving around, that means it's getting dry. It's air drying a little bit. And if you give it a quick spurt of air or puff, you can make it splay out. You can make the ink splay out a little bit more, and it looks like a cell. I really like that. So that's kind of what I was doing. You can see me pushing that air a little bit harder to make those little cell, that cell look. So you can see the paper is very, very wet. So the next step is you do want this to dry. And you don't want to put a heat tool on it. You want cold air or cool air on it. So I'm bringing in my hairdryer. I edited a lot of this out because it took a little while, but I'm just hitting that with some cold air, or cool air, I should say. And just make sure it's dry, and you can, test it out. And that's what I'm doing there. And it does look like it's still wet, but I tested it with my finger and none of the ink came up. So now it's ready for the rub-on transfers. So if you're using the rub-on transfers on just regular cardstock, they rub on quite easily. But if you've ink blended a cardstock or using alcohol inks like I'm doing today, you do have to rub them a little bit longer, a little bit harder, and just take your time with that. But here I'm just looking at those gorgeous images, trying to decide which one am I going to use. I want to use them all. They're all so pretty. I love these trees, but I wanted a little bit more color. So I'll save those trees for another project. But I did like these stacked butterflies. I know I've been doing butterflies a lot lately, but I'm going to do it again today. And I went with that little blue blob of script. I liked that. So I'm going to speed this up and cut out the elements that I want, which is that script and the butterflies. And then what you want to do is just position them where you want them. And then the transfers have like a backer. So you'll just take that white backing paper off, and then you can kind of lay the rub-ons where you want them, get them positioned, and just kind of put them in place. And then I'm using a bone folder, and I'm just going to gently rub over that transfer, and I'm kind of moving the paper just to kind of see where that cellophane is that the transfers are on, just so I make sure I hit every spot. And then when you're ready, you just gently peel it off. And if your paper sticks, you know you need to rub a little bit more. And I kind of did that right there. But in the end, when I pulled this off, I did leave a couple behind, but it's okay. You can put those anywhere and just rub them in. So I thought I'll put those couple splatters right on that left side. So I like how that came out. And then I'm just looking at that, and I like the way that looks. So next is the butterfly stack. So we'll get that down where we want it. And now this is pretty much on the ink. And like I said, even though that ink's dry, you do have to rub it a little bit, give it a little bit more attention. So just give that a rub, and when you remove the paper, just carefully peel it back. And again, I'm just checking that perimeter, make sure I know where the boundary is so I know how far out to take my bone folder. And then we'll just get those transferred over. I love these cards are very easy and quick to make, so you could definitely mass produce. So here I'm just gently pulling it back, and I could tell it was sticking a little bit right there. So I just laid it back down, gave it a quick little rub, and just kept doing that. And then this one came out a lot better than the first one, and very clean. Nothing was left behind. And then that's what we have so far. So very easy and very, very beautiful cards. So I'm bringing in one of my favorite colors. This is Gina K's Cadet Blue cardstock, and just a beautiful color, and I thought it would make a nice matte layer. And again, I cut that out with Master Layouts 1, the larger rectangle or square. That will cut the matte layer, and then the smaller one cuts out the panel. So, oh, before I glue those together, I'm bringing in my card base, and we're going to score it. So my card bases are a heavyweight cardstock. I think the 110 is what I use, and they are 8.5 by 5.5, and I like to score them at 4.25 for a US A2 side folding card. Those are the kind I make most of the time, but you could definitely turn it to a landscape orientation so it's top folding. But here our design is going vertical, so we're going to turn it this way. And then now we're just going to bring in some Gina K Connect glue, and we will glue the panel to the matte layer. I like the Connect glue. It dries very quickly and it's strong. This glue really, it's strong. Your card will stay put together for a long time. It won't fall apart. And I'm just lining that up, making sure I have a nice small blue border all the way around. And the glue is nice because you can shift the panel around just a little bit if you need to. And then we'll go ahead and just adhere both the mat and the panel down to the card base. Just like that. And then all we have left is a greeting. So here is the sentiment strip from Gina K's Mixed Messages. And I cut that out using, I think a die. I've cut these out a long time ago, but these are cut from white cardstock, and so I didn't want that white to show. So here I'm just showing you, I just took a black magic marker that I have, and I just went around the edges just to give them a black a black border. I did not want that white edge to show. So that's a real cool trick. Works every time. And now I'm just gluing that down using my reverse tweezers to help place it. And then I'm just going to make sure that's on straight. And that, my friends, is it. That is how you make these quick cards using the alcohol markers. I did like it. It was a lot less messy than the bottled inks, but I still will use my alcohol inks. So I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you give this a try. But yeah, I was just showing you, I love the variations from that alcohol spray. But that's it, everybody. Thank you for spending some time with me. And at the end of this video, I will link another video that I hope you enjoy. Do subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and I hope to see you again in a future video. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.